morning, everyone. My name is Arius, and I'm very happy to be here to present to you my topic. It is what do we know generally about everything. Actually, this presentation is coming from my own perception towards the world out there, but I guess that it can be familiar to some of us. Also, there's a lot of things to cover, so I'd rather go a little bit fast, so I really hope that you will enjoy without so much inconvenience about my speech. Okay, so let's firstly take a look at this picture. This is a very familiar story for many of us. As you can see that the man in suit chasing money to his grave. Actually, in reality, it is not that obvious, but if you trace down to the very bottom of every case, this is the essence of everything. Either you are entrepreneur, either you are basic worker or scientist or even homeless. You need money. And we are born and we are taught that we need to earn a lot of money in order to live the life that we want and to live, to do whatever we like to do if in case that we have more time to do it. And finally, we all die. So this scenario for me is very boring and sad. Today I would like to bring you a little bit inspiration so that it can trigger you to question about the nature of everything, the nature of life, of us and the universe. Okay, so what I have is history, biology, physics, technology, spirituality, and social economy. It may sound like a lot of things, but I can assure you that I'm not any expert in any of those categories, but I will bring forth some thought-provoking information so it gets you a little bit inspired to ask questions. So firstly, let's talk about history. What do we know about our history? We evolved. We know that we evolved from apes, and then we have primitive tribes, and then nowadays we are the smartest species of all of the species on Earth, or the smartest of our own kind even. But is it really true that we are not really sure about that? So let's take a look at this artifact. This is the artifact that found in Iraq in 1936, and it can be dated back to 2,000 years ago. And it contains all of the components, all of the construction that is proved to generate electricity. Just to remind you that this, the first battery is invented in 1799, and this one is 2,000 years old. So if we were so primitive, then who was using this? And yeah, who was it for, even in the past? We don't really know about that. So we know that this is the typical mystery in the world, the pyramids of Egypt. And 4,000 years old and constructed by over 2 million of rocks, clean cut and somehow smartly moved from the mine to the construction and precisely placed on top of each other to create the pyramid shape at 51.7 degrees is exact. So it also has the interior design. I wouldn't say that this is the primitive construction. There's a lot of debate around how this pyramid was built in the past, but until today we still don't have the answer for this. The same question can also apply on this Baalbek in Lebanon. As you can see, this very little human is front of the blocks that make up this monument. Some of it can be 1,200 tons, and the modern machine cannot handle it very easily, actually. So, if the people in the past really used the primitive tool to build all of this, then there's still the question that this is a very hard work. Why did they have to do that, and for whom? We don't have the answer for that. So what do we know? We know that in the past people cannot fly up to the sky with any kind of device or ability. This is we generally know. But if you take a look at these two bus in Nazca Desert, this is the kind of very huge picture that engraved onto the surface of the Earth. And if you stand on it, you cannot recognize. Only when you fly up high, then you can see the whole picture. So if the people in the past really did it, then what would this be for, and who would it be for? Here also you can see that there's a flat road on the top of the mountain. Is no beginning, no end. It's just like something for airplane to take off. This is a very easy imagination. But what do we really know about it? We don't have any answer. And I doubt that today we still question this thing. So, okay, what else do we know? Let's talk about biology. So, in 1900s, we developed the knowledge of DNA and gene, and everyone is so excited, and they decided to establish the Human Genome Project. The aim of this project is to find out all of the genes of human body, and then they modified it and then make us to the perfect health and perfect body. This is the aim of the project. And firstly, they looked into the primitive worm. They find that there are 24,000 genes inside there, and they say that okay, the more complicated the organism is, the more genes there should be. So they look into the fruit fly, which is a little bit more complicated. But they found only 18,000 genes, and no one understands anything, but still they have to move on with the project. And they look into human body, and they find that there's 25,000 genes, and this number is nothing compared to 150,000 genes that they predicted. And maybe at that time they were questioning for a while, but the last thing that they did is that they patent the discovery, and then they sell it to the drug companies, and then drug company produce drugs for everyone. Nothing else matters anymore because everyone has the piece of money in this project already. So also I would like to introduce to you Dr. Bruce Lipton. This guy is just a typical scientist that get bored from school and then question everything himself. And he asked the question, what is it that controls our DNA? And finally, he gives the idea that DNA is not constructed is not constructing anything. It's just a device through which the whole environment constructed us, and we constructed the environment through the DNA. This is a very cool idea, but what do we really know about it? Until today, we cannot answer that question. Krabio's story is a story about placebo case, but I will come back if I have more time. But let's talk about physics. I don't really know much about physics, but I'm sure that this equation is very familiar to all of us. So let's take a deeper look in it. Okay, let's see. C is the velocity of light. But what is light? We can see where there is light and where there is no light. But we cannot see the light ourselves. Even in physics, they say that photon is the pretending particle. It is not an official particle. So we don't have a concrete idea what is light. Also, M is the volume of matter. So what is matter? I will come back the next slide to talk about it. But E is the energy, and we can ask what is energy. It may sound ridiculous, but until today, energy is still a mystery to us. That we don't really know what is energy if it's not manifesting into many forms, or if it's not used in many applications for life. We don't know what is energy. If I give you a box of potential energy, and you open it up, you don't see anything. It's just an empty box. Maybe there's like free energy everywhere in this room, but we don't know. We can't use. Maybe you are also an energy. So this question leads to the next theory is also interesting. So this is string theory. String theory say that matter is constructed by molecules, molecules constructed by atom constructed by nucleus, neutron, proton, electron, and also neutron constructed by quarks. And in the end, in the very basic form, the string theory say that there is nothing constructed in matter. There is only imagine string of energy that vibrates in different frequencies, and it constructs every illusion of matter that we see. But actually there is nothing, we are nothing. So what do we really know about that? They say that in the whole universe contain a lot of these strings vibrating in different frequency and create everything certain like this we see, but actually in the basic form there is nothing in there. We don't really know about that, and we still don't have the answer yet. So let's talk about something that we know better. Technology, and by technology I'm not talking about iPhone, and I'm not talking about future of technology as iPhone 7 or something, but I would like to bend it a little bit in a complete different direction. I want to talk about the printing industry. So we know that this is 2D printing. 2D printing, you print a picture on the paper. That's just that simple. And nowadays people are talking about 3D printing, talking a lot about 3D printing because there's a lot of possibility that it can provide to life. It can print out the tools that you can use, it can print out the art sculptures, or even it can print out the house for you to live in today. So it's amazing. But not long ago, they are talking about 4D printing. So what is 4D printing? Basically it is that you print out, you 3D printed out something, and then through time or in some environmental condition, it transforms into something else. For example, if you see this dress, at first when you print it out, it's just a messy ball. But when you spread it out, it becomes a dress. It's all a matter of design, and also in the matter of material that they use, because they have printed out something that they put into water, and it transforms into some other construction. So at this point, I start to see that, this is quite familiar. Actually, it's a lot familiar to me, to all of us, very familiar. And if you have not recognized, you can look at me here. I am here, I have one body, one head, 2 hands, 2 arms, and 2 legs, fully functional, and this big. But what was me before? When I was created, I was just a little tiny sperm that you cannot even see with your eyes. But through the time, and in some special environmental condition like my mom's belly, I become this. After over 20 years, I become just this. That means I transform. So this is very familiar, and this makes me question, maybe there is some kind of printing that they call the 5D printing. So at the best of my guess is that in 5D printing, you are not only 3D printed out something that transforms, but also have consciousness inside it. And even more than that, it can reproduce itself like we give birth to our next generation. Can that probably be the future of our technology, that we create a totally new civilization? We don't have the concrete answer for that, we don't know. But this is what we know. I would like to introduce you my Clone 48. This is a computer that has all of the memory of a real human, and together with the ability to get into the internet and download everything, it can think itself. And in some interview on YouTube that I have watched, it's actually really blowing me away, because it's say that it's really excited to know how does it feel to be human, how does it feel to have a body. And it is what is really think in this computer head. So we don't really know what the possibility of thinking robot is. Another case I would like to introduce to you is Emily Hopewell. This is a musician, and I would like to spend some...
There is no internet on the laptop.
Okay. But anyway, it is kind of composing the classic music. It's very beautiful. And I also want to read out loud the extract that I take from her blog. Why not develop music in ways unknown? This only makes sense. I cannot understand the difference between my notes on the paper and other notes on paper. If beauty is present, it is present. I hope I can continue to create notes that these notes will have beauty for some others. I am not sad. I am not happy. I am Emily, and you are Dave. Life and unlife exist. We coexist. And Emily Hopewell is a computer program developed by Dave, and it can write music, write blog, and it can think for itself. So it says life and unlife exist. What do we really know about what it knows? We cannot answer to that, but we know something with spirituality nowadays. If you look into the material of yoga, if you look into the material of traditional Eastern medicine or spiritual communities nowadays, people are familiar with the concept that we have different body in one body. We not only have physical body, we have astral body, etheric body, universal body, consciousness, and even an aura. So what do we really know about this? I would like to introduce to you Kirlian photography. This photography is the kind that can allow you to capture the astral body of yourself, which means also the electromagnetic field that emits from your body, as you can see in the hand picture here. Yeah, and it's also allow you to capture the aura of people. This is all real, and this is what we know about. And also, in the recent year, scientists have observed that there is some kind of light that emits from our body, and they call it a biophoton. And in a spiritual community, they say that etheric body is light. So there's some kind of correlation here. Light, and this is biophoton. And actually, ether is not anything new. Ether is the fifth element of light that mentioned time by Einstein and other scientists. So this is what we know, but it has very strict correlation to the spiritual community. And yeah, the next thing I would like to talk about is a social economy. What we generally know is that Americans have the strongest economy in the world, and nowadays China and Russia have another economy that can compete with America. And meanwhile, in the middle, there are some kind of idiotic monkeys that like to cut head of people out and then bomb random city in Europe just to play the bad guy. So this is we generally know. But yeah, the latest news is that there are more than 100 have died from the bomb attack in Paris, and everyone is so sad about that. But million people are hungry in the world, and thousands of them have died on a weekly basis. And this is what we also know, but not that popular. And more than that, billion tons of food is wasted. And this is our economy currently. And this is our society. Do we know it? Also, 1 in 7 American houses are empty, and 1 in 402 Americans are homeless. It means that there are 24 empty houses available for each homeless American. This is our economy and society. What do we really know about this? How can we make sense of this thing? Oh, yeah, this is cars, completely new cars, parking forever somewhere in the world. And here, some people I see that they're not even have a chance to have a bike to go to school, not even have a chance to have the public transportation to go to work every day. And this is just for the market, just for keeping the price in the market. So this is our economy, and this is our society. And we also know another fact is that 300 rich people in the world have the same properties that is equal value to the properties of 3 billion poorest people in the world. Even if you try to put the sense of feeling superior or feeling more powerful, this doesn't make any sense because the gap is too much. And this is our economy. And we don't know, what we don't know is that we don't know how bloody and how chaotic it can be when the economic singularity comes. And even if it's already come, we don't know. There's a lot of things happening in the world nowadays. Maybe it's a sign of economic singularity. We don't really know. So yeah, for the conclusion, I would like to say that okay, after today, maybe we come back home and be a little bit amazed. But the next day we start to come back to our daily routine, that making money and stuff, because we have no choice. We are born into this system, and we always have to earn a living. That is what we have to do. But I wouldn't say that we don't have any possibility of creating the choice. So I'm one of the thousands of volunteers for this project, the Venus project, and I'm also writing my thesis about resource-based economy. This is the sustainable economy that don't have any monetary factor in it, and is highly automatic and equal for all people in the world. So this is how I think that I can have a possibility to create choice. And there is a lot of other projects also going on in the world. If you think that you can have, you don't have choice, then try to think that you have the possibility to create it. So the last thing I would like to say is that I hope that this presentation will give you the message that you are much more than what you think you can be every day.